This is Kelly Hill, Executive Editor of RCR Wireless News. I'm here at the new Mobile Posse headquarters in Arlington, Virginia with founder and CEO John Jackson. How are you?
I'm doing great. Thank you.
So let's get right down to business. You guys are launching Firstly Mobile officially today. So tell us a little bit about what you're doing with this launch.
Yeah, super excited. Firstly Mobile is the next generation of our platform. It's the 5th iteration. Been around for about 13 years, and the last 4 or 5 seen pretty spectacular growth. And this is a great launch for us and frankly for the industry because everything's really coming this direction.
Okay. And you guys just moved into this new headquarters a couple of months ago. It's significantly bigger than the location you guys were in before. I'm assuming that means you guys are growing and seeing success.
We are definitely growing. We had about 6,000 square feet downstairs, and this is about 18,000, so tripling in size just about. And obviously hiring, that's probably our biggest challenge right now is filling out the spots. But it's been great, and looking forward to the next year.
So in the content space, I think we're seeing a lot of interesting things going on. We just recently had, T-Mobile revamping their prepaid program with Metro, and trying to bring in Amazon Prime and Google. We've had AT&T with the Time Warner merger, and then we also had Verizon with its purchase of Oath a little bit further back. What do you guys see happening from the content side? And the role that operators are trying to play, the role of the device, and the content that people are looking for?
Well, yeah, I think you touched on it. I think it started, really when Verizon bought AOL about 4 years ago, and added to that momentum when they bought Yahoo just to turn it into Oath. So really, I think the operators, there's obviously slowing growth, looking at how they can make the most from their subscriber base, and getting into that space. You see a similar sort of story with AT&T, and they bought DirecTV a few years ago, and just recently bought AppNexus. Slightly different take, and also throw in Warner Media in there. So they're really becoming big content players, and our platform really helps them bring that content forward. We're really a giant promotion engine, and so that's what the Firstly platform is about, Firstly Mobile platform is about, and it really helps operators participate in that mobile content ecosystem.
Mm-hmm. Now, one of the things that came up in conversations tonight was about how so much of content consumption is driven by social media. How does what you guys are doing with Firstly Mobile, play into, being discoverable content?
Yeah, so I guess we're really an alternative to using social networks as a way to discover content. Our platform works at unlock, so you see our content. It's at the first launch of the browser, the default URL that the browser goes to. And then the newest product is the -1 screen, so when you swipe to the right after the device is unlocked, we surface content in all those different places. And we want to deliver it at the right time for the consumer, because consumers don't want content all the time, but when they're basically saying I'm bored or I'm interested in some content, we want to surface that to them, and then it's also targeted to them. What's their interest? If you're a college football fan, then we're going to try and deliver college football scores and information. And if you're a personal finance person, then we're going to deliver stock quotes.
Mm-hmm. Now, one of the words that came up, you guys had a really fun bingo game earlier that you guys seem to put a lot of emphasis on, is frictionless. Can you talk a little bit about how you guys go about making what you do frictionless?
Yeah, that's really the core of what we're trying to accomplish. There's a lot of friction in getting to content today, a lot of swipes and taps and digging for what you're really interested in. And what our platform really does, it's an agent that exists on your device that understands who you are, what context you're currently in, where you physically are, and it delivers the right piece of content at the right time.
All right, well, thank you. Okay, so one last question. There's operators who are up against folks like, some of the giants in the space, the Googles, the Facebooks, the folks who are sort of scrutinizing every single thing you do online and trying to capture eyeballs, either whether through search or through ads and through a lot of different strategies. How does that play into, or what kind of environment does that make it for a mobile network operator who is trying to say, don't leave me out?
Right. Well, I think they have a lot of leverage, frankly. They control what goes on the device and the first kind of experience that a consumer has with that device and with the network. So it's a great opportunity. And again, I'm a little bit go back to the same sort of thing. That's really why we built what we built. Mm-hmm. It's the ability that the operator has to control that consumer experience. Obviously, we're not going to go back to walled gardens. That's not what this is about. But showing content that's useful and beneficial to people, maybe as they're going to someplace like Facebook or some other content destination, that's really where the operators can participate. They have now, many of them have bought content products and services themselves, so promoting those things. I look at Verizon and I go, you buy a Verizon device today and there's still, like, Huffington Post is not like a default destination. I don't know why that is. It's kind of shocking to me. So that's what our platform really does, is it helps surface that content and bring it to consumers.
Great. Well, John, thank you so much for the time.
You bet. Thank you.